एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल द सोलफुल डायरी। आज के वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट के पोम द लास्ट राइड टुगेदर के बारे में। पोएट के बारे में हम पहले ही एक वीडियो में डिस्कस कर चुके हैं जिसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है। चलिए आज पोम के बारे में डिस्कस करते हैं। पोम को इन डेप्थ डिस्कस करने पहले जान लेते हैं उसके कुछ की फीचर्स। The Last Ride Together is an excellent dramatic monologue that deals with a lover's last wish to his beloved. After reading the poem, the most important question that should come in reader's mind is what will happen to the lovers after the end of the ride. Browning presents an innovative subject matter. It is not a usual love lyric that follows the stock ideas. The speaker of the poem doesn't only praise his mistress, he goes beyond that usual boundary of love poetry. The main idea of this poem revolves around the last ride. In this particular context, the poet weaves his thoughts, the happiness and woes of the lover, and his thoughtful provocations of physicality make this poem more interesting to read and think upon. This dramatic monologue, the speaker first of all presents a background of the story. The speaker is taking leave from his beloved. Before parting, he just requests his beloved to go on a ride with him for the last time. The lady accepts the invitation. It seems that she is also interested in passing a few more moments with the person for whom her hearts leaped up in joy at once. Being the last chapter of their journey, both the speaker and the lady want to make the moment precious. However, throughout the poem, she doesn't speak a word. Only the speaker muses on his feelings only and presents several comparisons to prove the fact that they are, in fact, in a better position. Their love is momentary but sublime. They won't be meeting in near future yet. They can look back to this episode forever and ever. Fun. I said, then, dearest, since to so, since now at length my fate I know, since nothing all my love avails, since all my life seemed meant for fails, since this was written in needs must be, my whole heart rises up to bless your name in pride and thankfulness. Take back the hope you gave, I claim only a memory of the same. And this beside, if you will not blame your leave for one more last ride with me. In the first stanza, the poet presents the plot and characters. Here, the speaker is a person who is proposing to his beloved for the last ride with him. The speaker knows what is going to happen to him. His love avails nothing as their relationship is about to end. Moreover, he thinks it was already written in his fate, and his life is only meant for failures. In this way, the poet briefly presents the pretext of the speaker's love story. Thereafter, the speaker says his heart rises to bless the lady's name in pride and thankfulness. He requests her to take back the hope she gave to him. His only wish is to preserve only a mere memory of their love. It's an indirect invitation to the lady for having a ride with him. At last, the speaker implores his beloved not to blame him for the request. He at least deserves a moment with her after having a relationship with her for a certain time. Stanza 2. My mistress, bend that brow of hers, those deep dark eyes where pride demurs, when pity would be softening true, fixed me a breathing while or two, with life or death in the balance right. The blood replenished me again. My last thought was at least not vain. I and my mistress side by side, shall be together, breathe and ride. So one day more am I defied. Who knows but the world may end tonight. In the second stanza, the speaker describes the appearance of his lady love. After hearing the speaker's request, she bent her brows. It seems the lady was not ready for that. However, she accepts the request somehow, as she has also loved him once. The speaker says her eyes are dark and deep. Her eyes portray the sense of pride that she takes in herself. Thereafter, the speaker says if she takes pity on him and her heart softens with his emotion, he demands only her breathing that one feels on his chest. Here, he requests her to hug him. In between her arms, he can feel life and death at the same time. Such a mixed kind of emotion is natural for the person like him who is on the verge of ending a relationship. Lady has accepted his request. Love has replenished his heart. He can feel the same emotions that once drive him mad. Hence he says, my last thought was not vain. Now they are side by side, breathing and riding together. In this way, for one more day, he feels defied. Love has made him feel like a deity, and after this last ride with his beloved, he doesn't mind if the world ends on that night. What he had got is more than he ever thought of. Stanza 3. Hush! If you saw some western cloud, all billowy bosomed, overbowed by many benedictions, suns, and moons, and evening stars at once, and so you, looking and loving best, conscious grew, your passion drew, cloud, sunset, moonrise, starshine too, down on you, near and yet more near, till flesh must fade for heaven was here. Thus lent she and lingered joy and fear. Thus lay she a moment on my breast. In this stanza, the speaker tells the lady to keep quiet if she comes across some western cloud. Here, the western cloud is a symbol of hopelessness. However, he says the western cloud is billowy bosomed and overbowed by many benedictions. On this cloud, the sun, moon, and the evening star shower blessings like angels. In this ambience, the lady grows conscious of the upsurge of passion in her heart. While they are riding for the last time, it seems the cloud, sunset, moonrise, and starshine are coming nearer to her. So the image shows them rising to heaven as if they are attained salvation. But in the next line, the speaker says their togetherness making this journey heavenly, and together they create heaven on earth. At some point in this journey, she leaned on his breast in both joy and fear. It's the joy of having him, and the fear is no doubt for the unforeseen. Stanza 4. Then we began to ride, my soul smoothed itself out, a long cramped scrawl, freshening and fluttering in the wind. Past hopes already lay behind. What need to strive with a life already? Had I said that, had I done this, so might I gain, so might I miss. Might she have loved me just as well? She might have hated, who can tell? Where had I been now if the worst befell? And here we are riding, she and I. The fourth stanza presents the state of the speaker's mind. He says, when they began to write again, his soul smoothed itself out for the long cramped scroll, with his lover was a freshening and flattering experience. Past hopes of having her for a lifetime already lay behind. What remains in his heart is the present joy of fulfillment. There is no need to strive for a life full of dilemmas and problems. If we can enjoy the present moment, there never remains any amount of fear in his heart. The speaker wonders if he had said something else or done something differently. It might not happen with him now. He might gain her love or miss her forever. Nothing is sure. None has seen the future. So does the speaker. The speaker says she might have loved him or hated him if he had done something else. As someone's act has several outcomes, what would have been the outcome of this lover's pursuit? Only time can tell. In this way, the speaker wants to say that nobody can say what is going to happen after this journey. She can fall in love with him again, or the rest will remain beneath the ashes of history. At last, he sarcastically remarks, if the worst had befallen, he might not be having his beautiful time with her. He says, and here we are writing, she and I. One can understand uh, the sense of humor of the speaker from these lines. Stanza 5. Feel I alone in words and deeds? Why all men strive and who succeeds? We wrote, it seemed, my spirit flew, saw other regions, cities new. As the world rushed by on either side, I thought all labor yet not less. Bear up beneath their unsuccess. Look at the end of work contrast. The petty done, the undone vast. This present of theirs with the hopeful past. I hoped she would love me. Here we write. This stanza, the speaker says that he is not the only one who has failed in words as well as in deeds. People strive on earth, yet only a few succeed. In the speaker's case, he has apparently failed in his relationship. At this moment, it will be unwise to say the speaker is a failure. The rest is yet to come. However, they rode, and it seemed his spirit flew. They saw other regions and new cities as the world rushed by on either side. He thought that all labor bear up beneath their unsuccess, as he is having a wonderful time with his lover. There might be something that he has rightly done in the past. His labors are bearing fruits, but not in the actual sense. The lady is with him, but not for a lifetime. Hence, his pursuit was unsuccessful, yet there is still love in their hearts. Thereafter, the poet compares their love story to a piece of art or work. Moreover, by using this metaphor, the poet tells readers to look at the end of work and contrast it with the petty done in comparison to the primary intention. Before starting the work, an artist can see the undone vastness in his work after its completion. The speaker ironically says this present of their with the hopeful past. He hoped she would love him, and now they are having their last ride together. Stanza 6. What hand and brain went ever paired? What heart alike conceived and dared? What act proved all its thought had been? What will but felt the fleshy screen? We write, and I see her bosom leave. There's many a crown for who can reach 10 lines a statesman's life in each. The flag stuck on a heap of bones, a soldier's doing. What atones? They scratch his name on the abbey stones. My writing is better by their leave. In this stanza, the speaker asks what hand and brain ever went in pair. It means there are a few couples who have stayed together till their death. Moreover, he says the urges he has conceived in his heart and dared to do are quite uncommon, but he thinks whether his act prove fruitful in the end. He can't feel anything in his fleshy screen, a metaphor for the body. While writing, he can only see her bosom heaving and take satisfaction in the sight. The speaker thinks upon her breast. In the last few lines of the stanza, he will give many crowns as a prize to those who can reach her bosom. The price is comparable to 10 lines or a statement's life. In this way, he emphasizes how precious the lady is. Whatsoever she is like the flax stuck on a heap of bones. It seems that those who have wished to get her have ended up in this pile of bones. He thinks it might be a soldier's doing, and nobody atones their loss of lives in the pursuit of the lady. Moreover, he ironically says they scratch their names on the abbey stones, whereas he's he's riding with the ladies, so he is far better than them in dignity and importance. Stanza 7. What does it all mean, poet? Well, your brains beat into rhythm, you tell. What we felt only you expressed. You hold things beautiful the best and paste them in rhyme so side by side. 'Tis something nay, 'tis much, but then have you yourself what's best for men? Are you poor, sick, old, ere your time, nearer one with your home sublime, that we who never have turned a rhyme, sing writing a joy, for me I write. In this stanza, the speaker refers to a poet and his works. He asks poets what it all means to them regarding this relationship. Their brains beat into a rhythm, and they can express what mortals feel only. The expression of their emotion is beautiful and best. Moreover, they can arrange their thoughts in rhythm. Whereas the speaker admits it is a special ability, but it's not something in which they can take pride in, as they don't have for themselves what is best for men. They are also like the speaker. Poets also become poor, sick, and old before their time. He asks them whether they are nearer to reach the sublime. Those who never have tuned a rhyme are also like poets who can express their emotions through poetry. For him, riding with his beloved for the last time means a lot. Unlikely poetry, his song is comparable to the last ride. Stanza 8. And you great sculptor, so you gave a score of years to art, her slave, and that's your Venus. Whence we turn to yonder girl that wards the burn, your acquisites, and shall I pen? What man of music, you groaned grey, with notes and nothing else to say. Is this your sole praise from a friend? Greatly his opera strains intent, but in music we know how fashions end. I gave my yacht, but we ride in fine. In the stanza, the speaker compares himself to a great sculptor. The sculptor gave a score of years art. Here the poet personifies art and compares it to a lady. Whatsoever the person is, the art slave, and that's his Venus. Venus is the goddess of love. However, his artistic abilities also fade away at a certain point in time. Here the speaker sarcastically says at this situation an artist acquiesces and he repines their state is similar, but the expression is different in both the cases. Thereafter, the speaker refers to a man of music who has grown grey in his notes, and there is nothing else to say about him. Here, grey is a metonymy of old age. One of the friends of this musician might have said, and praised that his opera strains were great. Yet one knows how fashions end. In this way, the poet presents the theme of impermanence. At last, the speaker says he gave his yacht to the lady, but she is about to leave him. So the musician's life is similar to that of the speaker. They haven't gotten much that what they have invested. Stanza 9. Who knows what's fit for us? Had fate promised bliss here should sublimate my being. Had I signed the bond, still one must lead some life beyond. Have a bliss to die with, dim descried, this foot once planted on the goal. This glory garland round my soul, could I descry such, try and test. I sink back shuddering from the quest. Earth being so good, would heaven seem best? Now heaven and she are beyond this ride. In the stanza, the speaker says no one knows what is going to them. If fate proposed, he will get heavenly bliss on that day and fade into sublimity. But he hasn't signed the pact with death yet. He must lead some life beyond this journey and have the bliss to die with dim descried. Here having this right with the ladies compared to bliss. Thereafter he says that once he had set his foot on the goal of winning the lady's heart, he imagined himself wearing the glory garland round his soul, but he failed to foresee such an ending. If it's not so, one can try and test himself. He's sure that the person will end up with a broken heart. However, he gradually sinks back from this quest, shuddering. Now, earth seems good to have him as he has not shot for heaven without sensing the reality. While he is riding with this lady, he can feel heaven and she is beyond this ride. It means they are both unattainable and unreachable as well. Stanza 10. And yet she has not spoke so long. What if heaven be that fair and strong at life's best, with our eyes upturned, with our life's flower in first discern, we fix so, ever should so abide. What if we still ride on, we two, with life forever, old yet new? Changed not in kind but in degree, the instant made eternity, and heaven just prove that I and she ride together forever, right? In this stanza of this dramatic monologue, the speaker notices that the lady has not spoken a word after the beginning of the ride. He was so busy in his thoughts that he could not decode the lady's silence. There can be two meanings of the silence. The lady might be silent as she is also sad about such an ending. Secondly, past passions might be rising in her heart again. However, the speaker asks himself, what if heaven is fairer and stronger than life's best moments? The life's flower, a metaphorical reference to the lady to which the speaker has fixed his love, can again become his lifelong partner. Who knows? What if they still ride on, forgetting about the past? He is ready to be old and with the lady, yet life will seem new every day if she is with him. Life will change, not in kind but degree. It means that they can reach a certain height for their love, of which mere mortals haven't thought of. Their last ride can last up to eternity, and in heaven they will prove the fact that their journey has never come to an end. In this way, the speaker leaves the ending of their love story up to the readers. They can anticipate what might have happened to them in the later phase of this ride. Literary devices. Being a long poem of 110 lines, one can find numerous literary devices here. Likewise, the first stanza contains anaphora in the four consecutive lines after the first one. The poet uses hyperbole by using the word dearest in the first line. There is a personification in the line, "My whole heart rises up to bless." Thereafter, in the second stanza, the poet uses alliteration in the phrase "tak ti eyes." This stanza ends with a rhetorical question. An oxymoron is there in joy and fear. In the fourth stanza, the last line contains irony. Here, the poet indirectly refers that the worst befell on him as he is with his beloved for the last time. It also uses a transferred epithet in hopeful past. Here, the adjective rightly belongs to theirs or the people. Thereafter, fleshy screen is a metaphor for the human body. The poet uses sarcasm in the last two lines of the sixth stanza. However, the last line of the poem contains a repetition of the word right. This device is called parallelogy. Themes. There are several themes present in Browning's poem The Last Ride Together. The poet makes use of themes such as love, eternity, time, physicality, spirituality, and life. The major theme of the poem, love. Here the poet touches on different aspects of love. The poet presents physical love, eternal love, and selfless love through the attitude of the speaker, which changes according to the pace of the poem. Firstly, it's about physical love that makes the speaker rejuvenated. Thereafter, the speaker talks about a selfless kind of love that doesn't lie in the past or future. It lies in the present moment. Moreover, as the poem progresses, the concept of love reaches an eternal level. In the end, the speaker wishes for riding eternally with his beloved by crossing the limitations of time and death. थैंक यू। आई होप आपको आज की वीडियो अच्छी लगी। कैसी लगी हमें कमेंट करके ज़रूर बताएं। अगर वीडियो अच्छी लगी तो लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू माय चैनल। हमें कमेंट करके ये भी बताएं कि आप आने वाले वीडियोस किस टॉपिक पर देखना चाहते हैं। मिलते हैं कल एक और इन्फॉर्मेटिव वीडियो के साथ शाम 4 बजे। थैंक यू।